All right, cool. Just decided to do this because I mean the draft was today, so we might as well do it. Hope everybody's good. Just do a short little reaction to the first round, check in on some players that we didn't even know were going to go this high. I mean, I got a brief look at Derek Curiel. He goes fifth overall in this draft, so I want to look at him a little more. Get a sense of some of the guys that went up, some of the guys that went down from what we were expecting. But overall, pretty cool. So anyway, I just got back from was doing Yankees Nats. Yankees come back for the second time in 2 days with a bunch of homers at the end of the game. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. There was other good baseball on today. We can do all that stuff as well. I mean, I don't know how long I'm really going to stay on today, but we'll see. Anyway, we can delete all these mock drafts because they don't matter anymore. Draft prospects don't matter anymore. Let's go try to find our draft tracker here. Derek Curiel was a crazy pick. Respect it. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I mean, I remember we briefly looked at him on the stream, and I wasn't like it wasn't jumping off the page for me. But then again, it's a small sample, and then a lot of the people on the that were doing the show, like a lot of the experts that were upstairs, which I thought they should have stuck with those guys a little bit more, to be honest. People who knew what they were talking about with the players, they were high on him. They thought it was maybe their favorite pick of the first five. So, oh, Uncle Ted, Ace Reese, your guy, Mariners, big time steals. All right, so here's how it all went down. The White Sox stuck with Rock Chalowski, as we know, as the number one pick. They didn't waver off that. I guess they told him about it early. If you saw, he was very emotional when he got picked. I think that's just a little bit of a reflection of really how much it's been churning him this year, being the projected number one guy. A lot to live up to, and he did it. He fell in love with the White Sox, he said, when he visited Chicago, did a visit to Chicago, so pretty cool. And we'll see him. We'll see what they can do with him, how he'll be a part of this team, hopefully pretty soon. We'll see. Who knows? Shortstop. They have a lot of good shortstops already, so UCLA just taking who they thought was the best player available. I mean, they could have drafted Grady as well, but anyway, he goes number 2 to the Rays. I thought that was interesting. I thought Lackey had a shot to go to the Rays there, but it just kind of goes by the rankings here. Chalowski, Emerson, Lackey. Then Posey and the Giants go Flora as the first pitcher off the board, and then Derek Curiel 5th to the Pirates. And this is where it got interesting, these next couple picks. Curiel, Rose, Booth Jr., all really good athletes. 2 of them are college guys. Booth is a high school guy. If you watch Booth swing, he's got a very choppy little swing, but he's clearly a good athlete. So the Orioles kind of taking an interesting swing there at Booth. Burris goes to the A's, which I kind of like. I think he makes a lot of sense just as an A, like a gritty player, AJ Gracia, Braves pick him, so they believe in his hit tool for sure. Tyler Bell to the Rockies at 10. Nationals, who went Eli Willits with the number 1 pick last year, a high school guy, this time go completely different, much easier guy to project. Chris Hakopian with his contact rates out of A&M. Then the Angels go Greilinger. Now, I was calling for Lombard at this moment, or Condon, or, I like Rojas and some others. They go Greilinger. Okay, they're going to use him, it looks like, as an outfielder. He's a two-way guy. Heim takes Trevor Condon for the Cardinals, who seems like a pretty good personality when they were interviewing him. And then I love Lombard going to the Marlins, South Florida guy, staying close to home. I think that's pretty dang cool. Helfrich to the Diamondbacks. Finally, my guy, Gio Rojas, my top pitching prospect. He goes number 16 to the Rangers. Logan Hughes, which was somebody that I was not on our radar, so we'll have to look into him, from Texas Tech. He goes to the Astros. Justin LeBron gets popped by the Reds. Liam Peterson, Guardians. They have great pitching development. They were praising that pick. Jake Schaffner, who I did not watch at all, goes to the Sox. Our guy, the very confident Coleman Borthwick, to the Padres. Cameron Flukie to the Tigers. Cade Townsend to the Cubbies. Ace Reese, there it is, to the Mariners. Trey Ebel, which I thought was cool. Both Ebel kids, if you don't know, Dino Ebel is a coach for the Dodgers. Big-time baseball dynasty over there. He goes to the Brewers. His brother's already over there. Carter Beck to the Braves was not on my radar either. Indiana State outfielder, so we'll have to watch some of him. Mets, I felt like this was a little bit of a reach, but they must like what they see in Carson Wiggins from Arkansas. So 2 Arkansas guys get picked high. Interesting that this pitcher gets picked ahead of Dietz, who the Yankees ended up getting at 35, and I think that was a tremendous value pick. One of the best later first-round picks, period. We'll get to that in a minute. Jack Radel, pitcher from Notre Dame. Astros, Carson Boleman, the high school guy, goes to the Giants. So the Giants pick up 2 pitchers in the top part of this draft, Flora and Boleman. Taylor Rabe from Ole Miss goes to Kansas City. And then we'll go a little bit further here. Blake Bryant is a high school pitcher, goes to the Diamondbacks. Tegan Coons to the Cardinals. Taj Marchand, our guy. Tampa Bay, Landon Tome, White Sox. That's a cool story. And then, I think this Hunter Dietz pick is tremendous for the Yankees. I had him rated as like my 13th or 14th best prospect. I think he's got a huge ceiling. So I think that's super interesting. Another one of the picks that I loved here was Cole Carlon to the Blue Jays at number 39. I was high on him as well. So I think that's a lot of value. We watched Aiden Ruiz on the stream yesterday. He ends up going to the Pirates. Mason Edwards slides all the way to the A's. So there's some teams that got some good value here in the second round or in the late supplementals and compensatory rounds. Rocco Maniscalco, Cardinals. So Cardinals had an interesting bunch of names, a lot of talented guys. And then where's our guy Bodenpole? I saw there it is. Caden Bogenpole goes to the Phillies. So, we like that. Sawyer Stroh-Snyder fell really far for me, all the way to pick 66. I had him inside the top 10 prospects. I love his swing. Brewers get him. That's annoying. Who else? That was on Jason DeCaro, Pirates, 3rd round. Love that. And Brody Bumila gets popped by Texas in the 3rd round. So Texas went 2 high school lefties, Rojas and Bumila. Some big-time upside. They're taking a shot with both of those 2 guys. So I thought that was fascinating. Anyway, I appreciate everybody who's here. So that's a little rundown on what we got there. We'll watch some of the guys that we didn't talk about before, and then this will probably be a pretty light stream, but pretty cool to see the names lined up with these guys. Cholowski does, in fact, go to the White Sox. Emerson to the Rays. It's going to be interesting to see his path. And Von Lackey, man, can he be, the next Joe Mauer or something like that for the Twins? So pretty cool. Pittsburgh just got better. Pittsburgh had some interesting draft picks. We can go a little bit by team here, because I think this is fun to kind of take a peek at. It's like just team hauls from day one. This is Pittsburgh. Curiel, Aiden Ruiz, Chris Rembert, second baseman out of Auburn. In the supplemental 2 round, Jason DeCaro and Andrew Giles from Basic High School, a lefty outfielder. What do we got on Chris Rembert? Scouts appreciated Rembert's bat when he was a Florida high school senior in 24, but weren't sure about the rest of his game. They did not stop him from going to Auburn. And, this is interesting because this has been going on for a few years now. I'm just getting a lot more educated on this. A lot of guys, James Clark withdrew from the draft, like right before the draft today. People fully withdrawing. I was saying that, my opinion, you always say you're signable and then you worry about that later. You make that somebody else's problem. Anyway, this guy, you kind of get a sense of what your value is in the college game and what your value is in the pro draft. And then maybe that's kind of working against each other in some cases where you might actually be able to, college does make more sense. You can make more money. You kind of punt the draft down 3 years and you get to work. So anyway, Rembert was at Auburn, played on the U.S. college national team. He's got comps to Howie Kendrick and Christian Moore. I mean, Howie Kendrick was a great hitter. Some of the best bat speed in college baseball, advanced approach, swing, and patience have regressed a bit. Okay, so they have a contact guy, gap to gap, compact stroke. Pirates have liked this type of player before. Think about Gonzalez on their team. But so they have the athletic outfield, speed power combo guy in Curiel. You have the smooth fielding shortstop, Andres Jimenez type in Ruiz, and then you have Rembert here. So 3 offensive players, and then DeCaro and Giles for the Pirates. What about the White Sox? I mean, they do Rock at the top, and then they go Landon Tome, Cole Prosek, Joey Volchko, who we watched from Georgia. He's nasty, and Eric Segura from Oregon State. So that's what the number one pick looks like. The team that picks first looks like through their first 5 picks. Pretty interesting. Rumor has it Getz thought Rock was a switch hitter and drafted him. Oh, I love you, Uncle Ted. Shout out pick number 26, fellow Canadian Carter Beck. Truthfully, the guy roped a ball off me last summer. All right. What pick was he? Number 26? Carter Beck, Indiana State. PPI pick here at 26 for the Braves. A consistent performer who slashed 345, 432, 634 in 3 college seasons. One at Mary, 2 at Indiana State, a.k.a. Larry Bird's school. Beck won the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year honors as a junior. Analytical teams like him. He's got good contact rates and exit velos. That's a good combo. Good exit velo and good contact rate. Sounds good to me. So apparently the Braves are that team. They're talking about he could be a top 3 round pick. He ends up going 26th overall. Solid speed. Left-handed swing is unorthodox and a bit stiff. Huh. Maybe we could take a peek at your guy right here, Carter Beck, 26th pick of the Braves. Obviously, we got to watch a advertisement right here, but I love learning about these prospects. So I really feel like this draft, from when I scouted it, it seemed like really there was a big 3, but then there was also like, I don't know, like a big 12 guys. After that, it's very jumbled. Guys could go really anywhere. So hopefully we get some video on this guy.
Indiana State position player. Selected that
Carter Beck, little mustache going on in high school.
Swing is unorthodox and a bit stiff, and is a...
We got no videos. We're gonna have to find him on Synergy app. Carter Beck. Was listening to this Action Bronson record earlier from Tiny Desk. Straight fire. All right. Ball and play result. Got extra base hits. You know what? Let's just do all hits. All right. Carter Beck. This is the kid that the Braves drafted out of Indiana State, the Sycamores. Another shorter lefty. Already, I already seeing a little bit of McGonigal, Bazana, maybe some Corbin Carroll in the swing. Maybe a little Corbin Carroll in that swing. All right. All right, little inside-out shot the other way. I'm telling you, are short guys the meta right now? Could be. All right, what else we got here? I've never even seen Indiana State's baseball uniforms before. Just very basic white pants, blue top, white letters. Kind of like it. Here we got the all whites. All right, so this is like you could tell he's like a baseball rat. You can see the swing's pretty direct. That's probably where the contact rates come from. Probably not a huge home run guy, but doubles guy. Then again, I don't know. I didn't look at the stats. It did seem like he had a pretty high slugging percentage just now when we looked at the write-up. Little punchy. I don't have a problem with it, but doesn't seem to be like a monster, but like a pretty dynamic guy. He's going to have a smaller zone, tougher to deal with. I don't get it. Like, I literally write this guy in the chat on... Oh, okay. So weird. All right. All right, watch a couple more swings here. I mean, I'm seeing a little Corbin Carroll in the setup. I love when like a non, SEC guy gets picked in the first round. Obviously, I'm a little biased towards that, but I just find that cool. Yeah, a little line drive approach. That's what I'm seeing right here out of Mr. Carter Beck, the Canadian, the Canuck. Yeah, I mean, 634, 3 years in college. All right, interesting pick for the Braves there at 26. All right, what else we got in the chat? I'm pretty far behind. I like Booth. He's athletic, and I think the Orioles can help his swing. Look at what they did to Gunnar. Cubs stole Caden Sorrell. St. Louis had a great draft. Condon and Montessa. Really love the value Dodgers got with Bo Lawrence. Reminds of Chase Harlan, Andrew Fisher a couple years ago, but way less whiff. Front office. These front offices seem to be really favoring contact guys just to ruin their swings and make them more violent. Maybe it's kind of working the same way that the pitching's working. Like find a guy who has command and then add violence to him and make him throw harder, and then find a hitter who can actually square up the baseball and has bat to ball skills and then throw a different bat path on him. I don't know. Maybe these are some of the things they're thinking. A lot of slot saving deals in the first round, in my opinion. Yeah, probably. Spreading that money around, trying to convince some tough guys to sign to come in later rounds. Mets World Series says, I thought the Mets had an awesome draft. Who did the Mets draft? I'm not that. I mean, I'd like to look at this picture that they took with their first pick from Arkansas, Carson Wiggins. I feel like I watched him a little bit in the postseason in the NCAA tournament. Aiden Robbins I was not that impressed with, but they got him at 92. So that's good value. He was rated pretty highly out of Texas, but I can see why he fell. He did on video, he didn't jump out at me. And then they got a picture here left on left. Shane Sadow, 4th round. Best arsenal on A&M's 2024 College World Series runner-up, but has an injury, Tommy John. So missed all of 25. He used to be 92, 94, touch 97. He's been a little worse since coming back. I mean, this is a little bit of a there was something here. So there might be value there. Anyway, Carson Wiggins. All right, so he went 6.17 ERA back-to-back years to start off at Arkansas, then blew out. Younger brother Carson is more advanced and throws 102 as a Razorback freshman, but he's hurt. So this guy averaged 98.7 with his heater, also features late hop and carry, upper 80s slider, has tremendous depth. All right, let's watch it. So there's been some injuries. There was some struggle. But obviously he throws gasoline. So the Mets are all in on like some stuff metrics right here. I think it's this guy right here. This is from Katuit. This is kind of funny. Pitch result. All strikes. This is not going to be a lot of pitches. I'll find him when I put his full name in at Arkansas in a second. But anyway, here's the big fella. Oh, leg kick. Oh, breaking ball. We got a little bit of a Bronson Arroyo leg kick going on here. Wiggins has the best fastball in the draft, question mark. Carson Wiggins. Is this the wrong one? Did I pick on the wrong guy? Yeah, I picked on the wrong guy. All right, let me fix that. Sorry. Andrew's the younger brother? Yeah. Andrew's the younger brother. All right, my bad. We fix it. This is the Mets draft pick. Aha. All right, Arkansas. Pitch result, all strikes. Let's watch the man throw some strikes. Sorry about that. So he's kind of a big hoss, huh? That's 100. So I mean, this is a power pitcher. That's a pretty good tilt. Lot of speed on that breaking ball. Oh, how come I'm not seeing my TikTok chat? Let me fix that. There we go. We got it. Thanks, random kid. I've been looking at Taj. We like Taj Marchand a lot. I was very high on Taj Marchand. Metrics. The Mets do love their metrics. So that's what this seems like a little bit, just like an arm talent play. Interesting to have this type of stuff and, you know, not be a slam dunk. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously this is a big body with a pretty good breaking ball and he throws up to 100 miles an hour. So that is me. How do they throw so fast without much effort? I mean, lots of training. A lot goes into it. And also there's more effort than it looks like in a lot of cases. Yeah, I've looked at Bamilla before. I mean, he's a project, no doubt. But you know, lefties that throw 100 are intriguing, of course. Especially out of Massachusetts. Like, a little raw. Like, there's a lot of development with Brody Bamilla, but we'll see. Appreciate it, Nolan. Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll throw Hunter Dietz soon up there. Anyway, a couple more pitches here of Wiggins. Wonder if we can get like a side view here. I'm not sold on him yet. I'm not sold on him. He's obviously not a completed project, but I didn't see anything there that looked like a separator. Not a lot of deception. Not really anything that I was that fired up about. All right, there was a request to look at the Yankees' first pick, Hunter Dietz. This is a guy I am high on. So we'll go take a look at Hunter from this season. Mind you, he had missed 2 years of pitching before this. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, I think this guy, you know, Yankees have really good pitching development. We've seen it with Schlittler, Warren, Elmer. I feel like a lot of guys, but you know, giant lefty. Why not? Pitch result, all strike. I mean, we have 933 strikes on here. Jeez Louise. He had a stress fracture in his elbow as a freshman. If that sounds crazy, believe it or not, that's not that crazy. There's a lot of people with that type of thing going on. All right, so his hand's a little late. There's a little bit of deception. He's got a little bit of that Carlos Rodon release, in my opinion. Yeah, I see Rodon, basically. Wonder what you guys think. Any chance Wiggins can stick as a starter? Of course there's a chance, but I wasn't like super pumped right there. Hogs fan here. Why did he go so high? I thought he was round 2, round 3 at a minimum. I don't know. You would know better than me, but Dietz, I mean, I just think left-handers are at a premium. He's got really good stuff, good pedigree. Could have been a lot higher pick earlier, you know. What do I think about the Dietz kid? I'm excited. I had him rated very high. I watched a lot of this video. I need to backtrack for a second. I want to look at here we go. Let's just look at strikeouts because that'll go a little faster. Because we're still stuck on this first game. I want to get to a different camera angle. If a guy is late at foot touch with arm swing, is that a yellow or red flag for you? Not necessarily. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys who have survived being late. the big thing for me is where's their arm when they're late, and like, are they already? Do they have a little scap? Like if they're late and they're still like their scap's back, it's fine. I don't like when you're late and you still haven't flipped up yet. For me, that's the biggest thing. If you haven't flipped up yet because your arm path is wonky, then you can't afford to be late. But a lot of times those wonky arm paths will force a guy to be like obnoxiously early, and that's not good either. Does Dietz have the highest upside for any left-handed pitcher in the draft? I don't think so. I think Gio Rojas does, but I mean, it's hard to argue against Bumila, and then I think Dietz is right there. And there's a reason why I pushed him up so high. I think the upside is, I think he could be Carlos Rodon. I mean, maybe not quite as good of a slider, but he's got a good pitch package. You see it. You see it playing out in this game. I mean, these are all strikeouts. Striking a ton of people out here. Waiting for another camera angle, but he just keeps punching tickets in this one game. Still going. Still going. Man, that was a funky batting stance by that hitter. All right, now we got another game, but it's the same team again, no? Or was that KU he just faced? Anyway. This is who the Yankees drafted. What could the Mets get for Minter or Rayleigh at the deadline? Not as much as you think because they're straight rentals, but, you know, something of potential future value. Between the top two shortstops, who stays at the position long-term and who moves? I mean, by all accounts, they're both plus defenders. People are predicting Cholowski as a potential Gold Glove candidate, so I don't think necessarily either of them are going to move, and that's possibly why they're up there. I do like Tyler Bell. I had him rated really high. Good pick for the Rockies there. Should be pumped if you're a Rockies fan that they're taking a shot at Tyler Bell. He actually should be in this game that we're watching right now. Facing Hunter Dietz here. What do you think of the Mets taking Wiggins coming off of the 14 innings pitched in the internal brace? He's not my cup of tea, but again, I didn't watch him that much. It's a small sample, so, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder here. I'm not going to like crush anybody's pick, but it's not, based on my small amount of video scouting, he was not one of my guys. He's not one of my guys. I've been having this debate. Do you think the Mets should trade Weaver? I mean, it all comes down to what you're getting in return, but I think there's definitely a scenario where trading Weaver makes sense. Definitely a scenario where trading him makes sense. How do I feel about Derek Curiel at 5? I guess that's the next question to answer. I'm not really sure. You know? I'm not really sure about Curiel yet. I think the Yankees picked the stud. Keep this guy healthy. I think he could be even better. You know? So, I'm loving this pick for the Yankees, Hunter Dietz. I mean, this guy's nasty, straight up. So I'm high on him. You keep popping up when I swipe, so I guess the universe wants me to say hi. What's up, Q50? All right, so we've watched Hunter Dietz throw some strikeouts here. He's punching tickets. He's a professional ticket puncher. He knows what he's doing. Next up, we should look at Derek Curiel. He was picked 5th overall today, which was way higher than I had him. Let's see what it... Oh, man, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see what it says here on his write-up. Curiel projected as a potential first-rounder early in his career at Orange Lutheran High School. That's Garrett Cole's high school. But he did not perform as hoped in his final showcase summer. He withdrew from the 24 draft and headed to LSU, where he was a leading hitter on a College World Series championship team as a freshman. Batted .390 in the tournament. That's pretty damn good right there. Lean left-handed hitter, excellent bat-to-ball skills. Curiel uses a fluid stroke. Resembles Christian Yelich at the same age. Scouts are skeptical Curiel can match the power gains Yelich made later in his career. They love him in center field, though. Solid speed. Looks comfortable out there in center, but has a fringy but playable arm. See, that's why I liked Burris better. Burris has got a cannon from the outfield. Not for nothing, but you know what? Let's revisit Derek Curiel. This guy goes number 5 to the Pirates out of LSU. Obviously, they've produced a lot of great players. This guy hopes to be the next one. Should be a speed power combo. There's a little debate on how much power he'll have, but the contact and all that and the body and all that type of stuff has been good. All right, ball and play results. 81 hits from this season for the Tigers. Yeah, when is UFC on? Is that on right now? And what's that on? Paramount? I want to watch, but I only want to watch the main event. Oh yeah, I saw this. Did you see Wheeler turn down the All-Star game offer? Thoughts? I think it's petty. I think he should have went to the All-Star game. As somebody who would have died to go to the All-Star game and never made it, I know he's got them racked up and he doesn't care maybe, but he seemed to care. So I would have went. All right, anyway, here's Curiel at the dish right now. At least Curiel is a lefty. That's right, Uncle Ted. 4 fights left. When's the main event is the last fight? Somebody let me know when I need to get off. All right, in the chat to go watch the Connor fight. Thanks, Dylan. Anyway, here's Curiel. Let's continue to watch a couple swings from the 5th overall pick, product of the Pirates. Pirates have nailed their last several draft picks. So, Skeens, Connor Griffin fell into their lap. And then, a little slash the other way. And then, who else did they just recently get? Bubba Chandler? No, there's somebody else that they picked recently that was important. I don't know why my brain's not working right now. Ground ball up the middle. Oh, yeah, Seth Hernandez. There you go. Thanks, guys. My favorite pitcher in last year's draft. Everybody got me. We got 4 people that got me in here. Appreciate you guys. What do you think of the Brewers taking both of the Ebels? I mean, it's a great story. It's pretty cool. We'll see. Curiel gives Yelich vibes. That's what they're saying in the scouting report. Yelich is the comp. I'm trying to think what I think about these hands and who I would compare that to. Got the hands kind of up. It's a less movement Hosmer swing, in my opinion. Less hand movement, but a similar hand placement Eric Hosmer swing, in my opinion. Michael Conforto, also a pretty good one. You probably have an hour till McGregor. Thanks. Left-handed Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll is left-handed. Ooh, Brian Giles. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Who are your top pitchers in this class? My top in order was Gio Rojas, number 1. Jackson Flora, number 2. Timeout. Actually, I have it right here, so. Here's was my list. I had Gio number 1, Flora, Cole Carlon, who the Jays got at like 39 or 36 was my 3rd best. Hunter Dietz, Mason Edwards, who also dropped way down to the A's. And then a little further down, I had Fluky, Peterson, Boleman, Redmond, Townsend, Coons. All those guys got drafted pretty high. But look at me. I had Curiel down here at number 29. So I wasn't anywhere close to what the Pirates were thinking. But, 2-hand finish. Looks like he's a contact hitter. I mean, there must be a sensational athlete in here because I'm not blown away by the swing by any means. I don't mind the way the hands work, but I'm not seeing like a killer at the plate. I could be wrong, but I've watched him for a few minutes here. Tigers got fluky. Yes. Anything special about the Mets picks? I don't know a lot about the Mets picks. We watched their first guy. He's not my cup of tea, but who knows? Cole Carlon going to be a stud reliever or starter? I mean, I think both are on the table, but he could be a guy who could impact fast. He's got that good of a slider. Jays don't mess around. He could be a factor like next year, this year, who knows? Cole Carlon. I like him a lot. Banger. Gio fell a lot. I don't know why. I just think a lot of people are reluctant to take the high school pitcher so high. What's your take on the Rays draft class so far? Well, we'll look at the Rays draft class in a moment. Just want to watch a few more hacks from Curiel here. I guess I just don't have enough info. I mean, just based on the swing, there's aspects of it I like. And there's aspects of it I'm skeptical about, but I'd like to watch him, you know, versus better competition. And it's so hard to video scout. I mean, if the power's real like this is a bomb, I think, yeah. If he has the ability to do that with wood, I mean, that might be for real, but I mean, he looks like a pro's pro up there. All right. I'm going to move on from Curiel right now. Interesting pick there for the Pirates, though, for sure, in that spot. All right, let me get back in the chat here for a minute. Oh yeah, Rays. So we know they got Grady. Oh, and I love Taj. You know what I like about what the Rays did? The Rays, especially with these top 2 picks, like they don't even need shortstops. They have top prospect, you know, Carson Williams. They have some other, you know, they don't need that, but they drafted based off who they thought was the best value and the best player available. I don't think they went for like drafted by, you know, type or whatever. We've watched Grady and Taj extensively. We like them both. I like Taj Marchand so much. I think this is a steal at 33, and he's going to have some real value. And it wouldn't surprise me if like these two guys are just killers together for a little while as they're coming up through the system. Who else was I going to look at? Jackson Flora maybe next, but let me get back here in the chat. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. Thoughts on Brody Bumila? So I've talked a lot about Brody Bumila. I mean, I honestly like this is where I thought he should have landed. Like it's at 3rd round, he's a great value. If you could convince him to come for the signing bonus you're going to offer in the 3rd round. Yeah, I mean, lefties that are giant and throw 100 don't grow on trees. But for me, this guy's going to be a project. He's going to be a project. He's not going to be plug and play by any means. Plus, you got to deal with this surgery right now. Maybe that's not even a red flag anymore. But to me, it's just he's a project, and it's a huge reward, which is why I didn't like it in the 1st round, but I kind of dig it in the 3rd round. Do you think high school kids should be drafted as high as Grady Emerson? I don't have a problem with it. Some of the greatest players in the game are drafted straight out of high school. Mike Trout, Clayton Kershaw. I mean, there's so many. A-Rod, you know, Barry Bonds, you name it. So I have no problem with that. You know what? That's maybe what I see a little bit with Curiel. No lower half. Jacob, good comment right there, buddy. There's no way that Emerson's as good as Bobby Witt, right? I mean, maybe in the batter's box, but there's no way he's not as fast as him, right? I don't know. We'll see. Chalowski, boomer bust. See, I see him as having a high floor, and that's why I like the pick. I see him as being a big leaguer relatively quickly. You know, I do. Oh, let's go. Q50, my guy. I hear you, bro. All right, what else we got here? Oh, yeah. Let's look at Booth a little bit, but first let's look at Flora, because like there's some guys that we didn't cover in the recent days. So here's Jackson Flora. He's the first pitcher off the board. Giants pluck him. I know they wanted Rock Chalowski. I have a lot of information on that. They just couldn't get up any higher in the draft, and they couldn't get him to drop to them. So they end up with Flora. UC Santa Barbara. What a glorious place to be for college. Tyler Bremner was taken number 2 in 25. He's kind of struggled. But here we go. 6'5", 96, 97, touches triple digits regularly, good shape, arm side run, 2 sliders. He's got a sweeper and a hard one, so the 2 slider approach, Max Meyer, Sonny Gray. Solid strike thrower who maintains his velo. Flora might not have the same feel to pitch as Bremner had, but he's more physical than his predecessor. Okay. Just make sure I know how to spell his name perfectly. Jackson Flora. Got it. UC Santa Barbara Gauchos. Fighting Ryan Spilborgs is. Ball and non-ball and play result. We'll watch some punchies. 133 punchies. All right, Jackson Flora. Here we go. I remember, yeah, he's got that interesting leg kick into a pretty deep drop before gunning it. So first thing you notice right off the bat is he's huge and his arms are incredibly long. And like just from a scouting standpoint, this is a guy that's always been favored, this type of look to him. You know, you can imagine him being more filled out. You can imagine a lot of different things, but he's so big and pretty loose, pretty loosey-goosey. Ooh, the Fighting Michael Youngs. Yeah. No way Bumila signs. I think there's a way he signs because, like, think about it. Like, you just blew out. You could rehab with a team that has money invested in you and just kind of dive into your rehab full out and go full development mode. Or you could go to college, but then you're going to have to reprove yourself in college to get drafted again in a similar, or obviously you're hoping for a better spot. So it depends on how much you believe in your ability to dominate in college. And I think that's a big unknown with a kid from Massachusetts. Like for me, it was an unknown for me. I ended up doing great, but you don't know in the moment because you haven't seen what's out there yet. You're not really sure how good you are yet, you know? Maybe it's fine when you throw a hundy. Do pitchers having elbow surgery or TJ before getting drafted make you skeptical of them? Not in every case, but if you have like multiple elbow injuries, yeah, like I'm kind of out on that. That's partly why there's several pitchers that I'm skeptical of because of multiple elbow stuff. It's about time MLB allows trading for draft picks. Imagine trading Weaver for a round 2 pick. Yes, they should. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm seeing a very flowy delivery. Obviously, the fastball seems to play. Both breaking balls have been pretty nice. This is just like kind of a prototypical big righty, but he also throws a lot of strikes. So, you know, don't be surprised if this guy's one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball, you know, like top 20 or so overall prospects by next year. Wouldn't shock me. You know, his delivery doesn't scream command, but the report is that he's a big time strike thrower. So that's good. Oh, what was that? 25K minus walk for Flora. Flora is sketchy. That would be amazing in the big leagues, right? But I guess maybe in college you should be more dominant than that. Walks a lot. So it's weird. They say he's a strike thrower, but I could see in the delivery that maybe that might not be the case. Obviously, we're watching his highlights right now. That's that sweeper. 88, pretty good bend on it. There's another one right there. We'll watch another 20 pitches or so, and then we'll move on. I love Burris. Interviewed him at the draft combine. Great attitude. And you watch him on video. His tools are like, for a smaller guy, like they're obvious. Like power, speed, unbelievable arm from the outfield, and like a desire to get extra outs out there. Plays with an edge. Like I'm very high on Burris, Drew Burris. Skeens, Birds, Kate Anderson, 40% K minus walk guys. I know, but like you're not defined by your college stats necessarily. I hear you. It's a good indicator. That's why those guys or even more juicy. Like if they were in this draft, they'd be picked above him. You know what I mean? And I'm with you, Uncle Ted. But that doesn't mean he's not going to be able to get there either. So what makes it flowy to worry about strikes? It's not the flowy nature of it that I don't like. He steps slightly open, and there's a moment where he's kind of leaned back in his delivery, and he's kind of tilted with his eye like that. And to me, I would think that would be a little bit tough to time your hand all the time in the right spot. And that would cause a little inconsistency with the release point, and thus, you know, spray some balls, get some walks. I like to see the posture a little bit more stacked over your rib cage, and when you're driving to home plate, I'd like for your head to be a little more still and not tilted like his is. His is very tilted. It's probably part of why he throws so hard, but that's specifically what I'm looking at in the delivery that I'm like, I don't know. Plus, when you do this move early, you also tend to pull on the front of your shoulder a little bit, and at a certain point, that's going to go. It goes for all of us, and that's the shoulder pain that you can't deal with. So I don't like the head thing, but some guys can do it. So I'm not going to crush it, but for me, that's what I look at, and I don't love it. Curiel was a big reach, a lot of arm variation. I just think it's hard to be consistent with your hand, and at the end of the day, what's pitching? It's being consistent with your hand so you can locate and execute over and over again. He can touch over 100. All right, like 2 more pitches here, and then we'll move forward. I mean, that's a 97-mile-an-hour screaming heater right there versus Fullerton. The Titans, the Fighting Justin Turners. All right, so that was pretty cool. Jackson Flora, he went high. Booth is probably the next guy we should look at. He also went quite high. Eric Booth, also Zion Rose, I never watched either. So we have a few more guys to catch up on. Here's Eric Booth. Orioles grab Booth. So I watched a little bit of value. You're going to see it's a very choppy swing, but great athlete. Anyway, he was a 34th, his father was a 34th round pick in 93 and then became a football player. His son inherited speed and athleticism. He's added polish to his swing and defense. Combination of tools should land him top 10. Unconventional setup, pumps his hands away from his body. Choppy looking stroke, that's what I was saying, but he still makes contact and barrels balls. So this is like a straight athlete game, and then they must really like the makeup. Because if they're criticizing the swing, that would hurt a lot of players a lot. Eric Booth Jr. But it doesn't seem to be hurting him as much. He still got picked very, very high. So some of the spreadsheet teams you think wouldn't be on him. But that's not the case. Okay. Got to look just for 25s here, I guess. Don't even have any 26s on Booth. Ball and play result, hits, 21 hits. All right, let's see what we got here. There he is. Hands away from body. Ooh, that was a little one-hand finish through the ball there. All right, so we'll watch it from here first, and then we'll look at his swing from the side. I mean, that looked like kind of like a weak little, what would I call that? Chandler Simpson type of swing. That was better, and that'll play. That's a little spray to the other side. I mean, that's a lost art. More people should do that. That's a lot of chop, right? That's what I've been noticing. That's why I wasn't as high on him. I just didn't love the swing, but maybe, I mean, you'd have to see more of it, you know. Yeah, look at that. And he comes off the bat really quick. It's extremely choppy. Chop City. It's a weird swing. There's no way around it. It's a weird swing. It just is. Let's watch it from the side. What makes it choppy? Just like the way that he's chopping wood. You don't see the choppiness to the swing. Everything is kind of like here down. And it's not like people can play like that. But again, it's different than what you're seeing from a lot of these other guys that come down, but then they kind of come up. He kind of just chops straight down through it. I mean, there's Michael Harris in the setup, but then also he comes with the one-hand finish. In a way, I think he'll hit velocity, you know. But again, it's just a different swing, and not that. And like on the mound, I always praise different. So anyway, it's a little bit interesting. Missed the super chat. I don't see it at all. Damn it. Which chat was it in? Must have been in. Let me look for it. Oh, I got it. What do you think the ceiling is for Cole Carlon? Okay, I'm answering the super chat next. We'll look at Cole Carlon next. Looks like it's conducive to going the other way. Is there a way you pitch to guys with a more choppy swing? Well, like if it's choppy with no power, then you try to get them to hit a fly ball. So you pitch them like up and in, or up middle, and try to get them to hit a fly ball. Or if you want, you could very easily get below the barrel. So you try to throw like a split or something. You know they're going to hit it on the ground. So you kind of play into the chop, and then you just defend it well. For me, I'd stay away from throwing this guy down and away because he's going to shoot me the other way. You see, he's doing a lot of that, shooting the other way. So anyway, that's Booth. He goes pretty high. There was a request for Cole Carlon in the super chat. So we can watch him. He's one of my favorite pitchers. I had him rated extremely high, way higher than he got picked by the Blue Jays. So you're going to see a very high release downhill angle on a slider that he possesses, which I think is it's a big league quality banger right now. And I don't know, as soon as I watched him, I was like, oh, like this is going to play. Like this guy's going to be pretty nasty. So 133 punchies. Let's watch some of them. Yo, Adam, how would you rate your time in Boston as we watch my guy Cole Carlon pitch right here, who I definitely think is going to be on the Blue Jays fast? Look at that breaking ball. It just disappears below the zone. I would rate my time in Boston a 10 out of 10, man. I mean, well, maybe a 9.5 out of 10 because we didn't win the World Series. But I had a blast, pitched in a lot of big moments, forged a good relationship with some dudes over there, training staff, Alex Cora, bunch of people, other, teammates, got to play with Schwarber, JD Martinez, who I played with later, Xander, Erod, Pavetta, Whitlock, Houck, a lot of good dudes. So would rate my time in Boston really well. Whitlock, I think I might have mentioned him already, but had a great time. Would have loved to actually stay, but it all worked out good for me. I got to go to the Metros. All right, so here's Cole Carlon. Look, I mean, he's a little bit of a deception play, but he doesn't have as much head lean to me. He kind of gets back over the top right there, and that tilt on his breaking ball is legit. That's going to punch tickets at the big league level right now. Adam, what current pitcher could you take deep? Probably none of them. Probably none of them. It would have to be somebody who didn't throw very hard, though. I'm happy with the Ebel pick, but I love Daniel Jackson and want him on my Brewers. Yeah, Daniel Jackson, man. Ends up getting picked. Golden Spikes winner. What about Colorado? Is the altitude a fun challenge? For me, it was fun, but I mean, it's a real challenge, though. It's a no-joke challenge. Hey, Adam, what were your top 3 teams that you played for in terms of fun that you had? All right, 2019 Yankees, 2021 Red Sox, 2024 Mets. Those 3. How often do you think of the 24 Mets playoff run? I mean, pretty often. It hurt pretty bad to get taken off the old playoff roster there at the end, but I probably deserved it. Worst team I was on? I mean, we were really embarrassingly bad 2012 and 2013 Rockies. Pretty putridly bad. Those were bad teams. Yeah, I mean, we just started. We're gaining followers every day on TikTok. I've been doing the YouTube stream a lot longer. We're at 11,000 subs on YouTube, trying to get to 12,000 ASAP, and then keep going from there. Going to start vlogging, doing a whole bunch of other stuff too with my ESPN trips and my broadcasting trips. I got a good one coming up, so been getting prepared for that. But love doing the stream. Look at this guy's breaking ball. So anyway, I'm high on Cole Carlon. Love the Blue Jays pick there. Like a lot. All right, I'm gonna step away for a minute. This tattoo right here means 3 up, 3 down. So it's a pitching thing. I'm gonna step away for a minute. We had Team A on the show before. That's my guy. And then Hold on, another question. Do I have a podcast? So when I have guests on the show and I have a conversation, that goes on to the Baseball and Coffee Conversations podcast, which you can find on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. There's about, I don't know, 15, 16 episodes up there right now, and we'll have more guests coming. So other than that, it's just a stream, but you can find that on my YouTube channel. All the back stuff, it's all chaptered out if you want to go through old stuff. But so it's the stream, but then the podcast when I talk to a guest. All right, I got to take a quick break. I got to go get the food from the front door, make a plate for Brett, and then I'll come back and I'll keep going for a little bit, and then I'll wrap it up. So just bear with me. I'm going to put on the loading screen for a little bit. All right, we're back. Yeah, we're back. So, all right, a couple more guys to go over that I haven't really looked at as much that landed in this first round, just to get eyes on these guys. And then we'll do, yeah, I got to do the open source Jazz J-Wa because I I tried to get the Miles family to give me So What, but I couldn't get it. I was willing to pay and all that, couldn't get it. So anyway, we use the open source everything. I need to figure out what music to use for the videos I'm going to make and stuff like that. So this is all fun. This has been a fun year for me. Doing all this stuff with you guys. Okay, so Zion Rose is a guy I want to look at too. He goes 6 to the Royals out of Louisville. One of the more intriguing high school catchers in 23, went undrafted in high school. So they switched him to outfield once he got there. He had 30 extra base hits and 30 steals in 25, but then he got hurt with an ankle and hamstring injury this year. Physical righty bat, so Uncle Ted hates it. Rose is faster than most 6'1", 200-pounders, showing solid run times out of the box. Despite his quickness, he's at best a fringy defender in left with arm strength to match. His bat should provide enough offense. So they're not, this scouting report's not that great. So let's see what Zion looks like. Zion Rose. Did I ever get booed? Yeah, man. I played in New York. Of course I got booed. Got booed in Colorado, but I definitely got booed in New York by both fan bases. I got booed so loud one time at Yankee Stadium. You wouldn't believe it, what it sounded like. But yeah, I get it. All right. Ball and play result. Hits, 58 of them for Zion. So let's check this dude out. I'm still not seeing it with Curiel. I mean, I think that, he might be a guy that I have to watch play more to have a better thought process there. But yeah, he was not on my radar as being that good to take at number 5 for the Pirates personally. But you know what? I will tell you this straight up. I have not watched enough. All right, so here's Zion. Slightly open stance. Leg kick, another guy not that tall, listed at 6'1". Looks to me like he could be a touch shorter than that. Okay, so he's a little athletic powerhouse, this dude. But he doesn't have the swing of a Drew Burress, I'll say that. He goes ahead of Drew Burress. Oh, there's the bomb on the hanging breaking ball. That was nice. You hang it, we bang it. What's up, y'all? This was definitely a strange pick for the Royals, but I do think he can be a good player. I mean, they clearly believe in him. This is a no-joke draft spot. So you can see he's fast. Definitely a good athlete. Curiel may have helped them get Ruiz as well. So you're speaking the right. You're on it, Carl. I know we know that you're on it, but you're talking about all the potential discounts with some of the picks in the draft. It's important to remember that. That's true, and you're right. It helps you maybe get 2 great players that you can sign both of them. So there's a lot at work here. Thanks, Chunk. And you're right. I would set all these young men down at least one time in my prime. Not anymore. Oh man. How's your evening, Adam? My evening's good. I'm tired, but it's good. Hey, Adam, did you slip on the throw when you were on the Yankees to home? Yes. That was against the Angels towards the end of the 2019 season. It slipped out of my hand, and also the ground. I did like a double slip. That's how it goes, though, for me. Of course, I'm watching the World Cup. Good match today. I felt like I was rooting hard for Norway. We were watching that during the Yankee game as well while I was at Yes, but yeah, England, okay, but I wanted Norway. Relax, Spectre. Adam, how do we fix our Mets? They're not. It's not going to happen this year, but believe it or not, they're not that far off. They're just right now. It's not copacetic. Hell yeah. I think France is going to take it to them personally, but we'll see. All right, so I didn't watch Zion much in our initial in our initial watch through, but yeah, I'm sticking with my initial assessment. I don't have him that high. I didn't even have this dude in my top 30. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it, even though he went very high. I'm not going to be swayed. All right, so that was Zion Rose. Who else have I not gotten eyes on here? I've looked at all these guys. Logan Hughes would be the next one. Texas Tech outfielder. Logan Hughes goes 17th overall to Houston. He led Stetson in slugging as a freshman and then went to Texas Tech, guns up. 350, 37 bombs in 2 years, controlled the strike zone, hit the ball hard in Cape Cod. Was an all-star in Cape Cod, played for the Bourne Braves. Offensive-minded left fielder, draws comparisons to Rusty Greer. Wow, okay. Scores well analytically because he makes good swing decisions, lots of contact against all types of pitches, a lot of hard line drives, pretty left-handed swing, plus raw power, 5'11". He's a below average runner with arm strength to match. So he's a very bad defensive player, but that means the Astros love the hit tool of Logan Hughes. Logan Hughes, Texas Tech. So Fluky was hurt the whole year. We watched him on the stream earlier. Nasty raw stuff. So that's what the Tigers are getting, a nasty raw stuff. Great, like a screaming heater, good breaking balls, over the top, high energy pitcher. Definitely going to be a factor. But he's been hurt. So, he dropped a lot because a lot of people didn't see him. All right, this is Hughes. We're looking for hits. Let's check out the swing on Mr. Hughes. Now that's a good swing. We've seen some bad swings recently. When you see a good swing, you know it right away. Now, granted, this is a tank, but this is a beautiful swing. He swings hard, but it's smooth. So, curious to watch some more hacks. So I'm seeing what Houston's liking already. It's the bat. No defensive position, but very good-looking swing here in the early going here. Looks like an Astros swing. We already did Hunter Dietz. Love the pick for the Yankees. Great value for that pick, in my opinion. Colin Ritchie, center fielder, OSU, 31 home runs, 326 batting average, 462 on base, 804 slugging in the Big 12. What more does a kid have to do to get drafted on the first day? Good question. Those are pretty good numbers, Uncle Ted. He has a boomstick. Jared, sorry I didn't get in any of your words today. I was thinking about trying to talk about Cam Schlittler bringing the ruckus, but I didn't get it in. Anyway, Logan Hughes got some donkey powers. This guy's swing is an angry stick. He does. Only 3 pitchers in the top 20 is the fewest ever per J.J. Cooper from Baseball America. Why do I have a warning? They're mad that I'm watching all these videos. Did you talk about Carson Bowleman already? Well, yeah, we watched him a while back. We liked him as a high school guy. He gets a little bit of the high elbow when he comes through, but pitchability-wise, looks like a good lefty. Giants took him. They got 2 pitchers with their first 2 picks, Flora and Bowleman. Greilinger, we watched a little bit as a two-way guy, intriguing guy. I can't say I know enough, though, to be educated on Greilinger that much, but it was intriguing that he got picked pretty early there by the Angels. Pitcher started flying late. Cardinals, I like their draft a lot. I do. All right, let's watch a few more swings from this dude. I mean, that's a beautiful swing. This guy can definitely hit. The swing's going to play. But he has no position. So this is a very Astros hitting type of draft pick. But this guy's banging from Texas Tech. Hughes. Oh, here's Baylor Bears in Waco. Yeah, I like this guy's swing a lot. We just looked at Zion Rose. I'm still not as high as a lot of other people. You're sharing and disseminating without the express written consent of Major League Baseball. I actually have the express written consent, but this isn't even Major League Baseball. This, which I love the way you put that, by the way, from the broadcast stuff. This is more of a I'm doing stuff on Synergy that maybe I shouldn't be doing. I don't know. All right. What was the question about some teams' draft picks? Who was it that we were just asking about? Cardinals. Yeah, okay. So Condon is a high upside high school guy. That's an intriguing upside play. 5'11", 178. Kind of similar to Weatherholt in a lot of dimension, in a lot of ways. Tegan Coons, stuff guy, Tennessee guy. Maniscalco, shortstop, tremendous defender type of guy. So I love their first 3 picks. All very fascinating. Don't know a lot about Williamson Montesa, who's a pitcher out of WVU. Caden Ferraro out of Texas Tech, and D. Kennedy, but I do like the first 3 picks quite a bit. All right, back to the first round. Who's the next guy that I need to get eyes on that I haven't seen? I've seen LeBron, seen Peterson. Okay, Jake Schaffner. This was a stunner. 75th ranked prospect headed into the draft, goes 20th overall to the Red Sox. The Sox. Schaffner earned all Summit League honors in both seasons at North Dakota State and then transferred to UNC. Been unbelievable with the Tar Heels. More impact and quickness anticipated. On-base ability, scrappy play. Disciplined approach, rarely swings and misses. This is another contact rate guy. We noticed that this was a little bit of a trend in the draft. A lot of contact rate guys getting picked high. Hakopian, this is another one. Schaffner. Jake MF and Schaffner. Let's check you out, bro. I think I watched him a little bit in the Supers, and if I recall, this guy's a grinder. This guy's a grinder, puts bat to ball, baseball player. Came from North Dakota, for crying out loud. Ball and play result. Hits, 95 hits for the Tar Heels. All right, here we go. Adam, you are definitely not allowed to inseminate anybody. Relax. Disseminating, inseminating. Have I ever thought about being a GM? Yeah, of course. Watching them on Synergy. All right, let me dig in. I haven't even watched any of the swings yet. I've been looking at the chat. All right, Schaffner, Mr. Red Sox. Oh, did you see that little, what was that move? College World Series. Oh, a little hunchy, choppy. We thought Booth was choppy. Look at that swing by Schaffner. Is that the 2-strike approach? I like a guy with a 2-strike approach. I'm a fan of multiple hacks. Let's see if he has an A hack. Oh, head down, line drive guy. Okay, so this is contact man. Is batting average making a comeback? Man, look at that hack. It's got a Wade Boggs hack. Is he kidding me? I could get drafted tomorrow. Any tips to control your emotions? I guess it's easier said than done, but try to be logical about it. You have no control over it, so there's no point in worrying about it. That being said, of course you're going to worry about it. I just go do something. I did a bunch of dumb stuff probably when I was distracted, but yeah, try to take your mind off it as best as you can if that's what you need to do, and if not, just live in it. Whatever. It's going to be over before you know it in a day or two, so embrace it. But congrats if you do get drafted. That'd be cool, man. SpongeBob. All of these have been to the pull side. Could be a stud if you can go opposite field. I mean, it's just, this is a contact hitter. This is a contact hitter. What was the Red Sox clubhouse like when you were when I was on the team? It was great. We had a blast. We had a lot of fun. I was a DJ a lot of the time. I was killing it on the planes and the bus rides. Killing it. was thinking of this earlier. What was your favorite ballpark to play in, not including any of the teams that you played for? So my favorites are Fenway, but that's a team I played for, but Wrigley and Dodger. Those are my 3 favorites. Also, love Camden Yards, love Seattle, Safeco, whatever it's called now, T-Mobile. Love that one. Love the Giants ballpark. A lot of the classics. What do I not like? Cincinnati. That's right, DJ OTTO. That's me playing all your hits. A lot of them looking at me like, Unc, what is this music you're playing? But then, they were like, man, you know ball, you know music. You could have the aux anytime. A Spurs broadcaster just got fired for disseminating/inseminating with a player's sister. Yeah, that's a womp, 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 womp. All right, what else we got? Why do you think Stroh drops so low? So there's been a lot of concerns about the other parts of his game. I just love his swing. Like, I've loved Stroh swing, so that's why I was all in on him. But, yeah, surprised he dropped so much. All right, we're about to be done with Schaffner. We see what he is. He's a slappy McSlapperson grinder type, I do recall. So we'll see if this plays in pro ball. I kind of like it. He brings something different to the table than everybody else that we've scouted so far, from the college ranks at least. So, hey, different is cool. Different is good. Let your freak flag fly. Let's see how you do, bro. All right, we've watched Borthwick, Fluky, Townsend, Rice. We have not watched Trey Ebel. Trey Ebel. It appears that Dodgers third base coach Dino Ebel knows how to create good ball players. Last year, Brady went 32 to the Brewers, signing for $2.75 million. This year, it's Trey's turn, hailing from the same Corona High School powerhouse. The younger Ebel has been an integral part of the school's success. Now in the spotlight, he's creating a name for himself. A lot of scouts like him better than his brother. Hey, he got drafted higher than his brother. Tell me more about his tools, though. Come on. Swings from the right side, handle velocity, good breaking stuff, solid swing decisions, good bat speed. He's hit over power for now, uses the whole field, raw pop for him to tap into. Obviously, he's got a good work ethic. Gets some, he's worked out with a lot of pros. All right, so this is just like a pro package. Trey Ebel. And I know his dad a little bit. Good dude. Obviously, Dodgers third base coach, knows a thing or two about baseball. Trey Ebel, let's see what you look like, brother. 2026, also 2025 Corona Panthers. Let's see what we got. Ball and play result. Hits. We got 9 hits to look at for this young buck. Here he is. Oh, Dodger Stadium, his own backyard. A little grounder up the middle. Who is Cade Townsend? He is a pitcher who the Cubs drafted from Ole Miss. Got some good stuff for sure. Man, I can't unsee the uniform looking like a Reds uniform. So immediately I'm like, is that Sal Stewart? But that's neither here nor there. Ooh, we got the game changer view. Oh, that was an absolute meatball. That is a off-the-wall double. Do I think Brandon Lau was snubbed from the All-Stars? I can't say I do. I don't think I voted for him. Did I vote for him? I don't remember. Thoughts on Cameron Fluky? I mean, definitely a lot of talent and projectability there. Kind of sucks that he didn't play much this year, but I've heard a lot about him from a number of people, so I'm excited to watch him progress. Was Coors hard for you? I mean, it's hard for everyone, but I did succeed. It's one of my best badges of my career that I was good at Coors. Best ERA ever above 200 innings at Coors Field. Just kidding, but it's true. All right, what else we got? What was your favorite playoff moment? Well, I didn't have a lot of good ones, but one of my favorite ones was Game 4 ALCS 2021 at home versus the Red Sox. Now, we would go on to lose this game. Yeah, he's got a little Sal Stewart in his swing as he falls down there. But I came in and punched out Correa in a big spot, and I was in the dugout late in that game thinking we were going to take a 3-1 lead in the ALCS for the Sox, and I was feeling myself like I actually contributed to a playoff victory that night. So that's probably my answer there. Got here late. You happen to show Carlon? Yeah, we watched him. He's one of my favorites. He looks great. I think he's going to be on the Jays real fast. What's it like being with NBC so far? So cool. Absolutely love. I love doing these games. I've loved working for everybody I've been working for so far. NBC is so pro. It's awesome. All right, we're only going to do a few more because I'm pretty tired here. What did you say during the MLB Combine about undersized pitchers? Something about deception release? Well, just like if you have a lower release height, you can throw a more flat fastball with a better angle at the top of the zone, which can really play in your favor. So you got to lean into your size package no matter what that is and your frame and kind of utilize that to optimize your game. Short guys can work. Appreciate you, CJ. Sorry if you already answered this, but why do you think prospects are coming to the big leagues faster? So the answer for this is because of the measurables, especially on the pitching side, but even on the hitting side. Now that they understand a lot of the process metrics and a lot of the measurables, if a guy's trending with like especially a pitcher like with Stuff Plus that they know the computer says it'll play in the big leagues, they're not going to waste their time with this guy throwing bullets in the minor leagues. Same thing for hitters. Once like the plate discipline metrics show up, the process metrics and all the exit velocity and everything they're looking at shows up as a guy who could potentially handle big league pitching, they're going to give it a shot. So because the younger the body, the more physically in their prime they are. And so the measurables is what pushes that up a lot more. There's a lot less skepticism with prospects internally than there used to be. There used to be so much skepticism before. Man, I love my Nats bullpen. I'm sorry for you. Sorry for you, man. All right, a couple more players here to round out the top 30 picks, and then I'm going to bed. Carter, Beck, we watched recently. Wiggins, we watched. So that leaves two more guys. Jack Radel out of Notre Dame, 28th pick to the Astros. Scouts rated Radel as South Dakota's top high school prospect. Went to Notre Dame, weekend starter. 93, 95, touches 98. Mid-80s slider with depth, 80s cutter. So cutter, curveball, and slider, and an 80s changeup. No plus pitches. But he has pitchability and competitiveness. Okay, so no plus pitches. Astros take him at 28. Jack Radel of Notre Dame. Jack Radel, Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish. That's a school I would have liked to have potentially gone to. I would have played with Samardzija, Jeff Manship. That would have been pretty sick. All right. Non-batted ball results. Strikeout, 106 strikeouts this season for this dude. Nasty. Not that high on it, Sam. But Cole, I'm extremely high on the Blue Jays first pick. No plus pitches for a first rounder is wild. Have to agree with that. Another outlet says Radel gets a lot of extension. I like him as a Notre Dame fan, but I do think he might be limited at the big league level. Definitely will compete, though. He looks... You can see it right now watching him a little bit. There's nothing here that's screaming first rounder to me, just like from a raw, like jumps out at you standpoint, but that is a pretty good breaking ball. Very good execution below the zone, facing a good Clemson team, obviously. Did you personally find it easier as a pitcher to jam dudes inside once you started facing hitters with wood instead of metal? Yeah, no doubt about that. Going to the Cape and stuff like that, pitching inside became a little bit more of a thing. The big thing, though, in college was, like, especially back in the day, the college strike zone was so wide. Like, I could live, like, pretty far off the outside corner and dominate, so what's the point of doing anything else? But, yeah, when they got the wood bat in their hands, we tried pitching in a little bit. But I didn't really get good at that until pro ball. Your card on MLB The Show is cracked. I know, it's crazy. Thank you, I appreciate that. So I wasn't high on Aiden Robbins as a first rounder, but I don't mind him at 92. Good value at 92. Was a very big performer for Texas. Anyway, that's 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and we're saying that he has no plus pitches. So it's just funny because baseball is like that now. It probably doesn't have a crazy Probably doesn't have a crazy shape to his heater or whatever, as he's facing literally like the smallest little lefty right there from Pitt. But I don't know. 95 is just like, it's just laughed at now. It's not important. Crazy. All right, one more guy to go after a couple more pitches from this dude. Thanks for this gift here. Did you ever play with Matt Carasity? Yes, that's one of my guys. He was nasty. We played together on the Rockies. Man, you're sending me some nice trophies and jewels and all that stuff on TikTok. I appreciate it. Yeah, we looked at Tyler Bell a couple days ago. I was been very high on him. Good pick by the Rockies, in my opinion. Also, love Drew Burress. I would have picked him over Booth if I was in the scouting director seat for the Orioles, but I'm not. So, opinion on Rock, love Rock. Thought he deserved to go 1. Glad he went 1. Is soccer going on? Is it Argentina playing right now? No, I don't think so. How did you protect against chafing on the mound? Just like the sliding shorts I used. I use Tool Shed underwear on the mound. It's the best. It's the best. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please drop some likes for me. I'm trying to get more for the algorithm, obviously. Appreciate you guys. Just got here. What do you think about the Yankees' first pick? Love it. Love Hunter Dietz. Great value at 35. Phenomenal. What up? 1-1, 82nd minute. I can't believe that I'm missing this match. All right, I'm going to watch the last guy. Oh, what's up, Danbury Westerners? I played for the Danbury Westerners. You probably saw me at the breakfast that day when I talked to the team and the at the event this year. All right, last guy to look at, that was Jack Radel, who's now property of the Astros. And our final pick in the top 30, this was me, 30th pick of the draft in 2006. I signed for $950,000. This dude's going to get $3.19 million in the same spot. Taylor Rabe, pitcher from Mississippi, Ole Miss Royals. What does it say here? Started as a South Carolina prepster, blew out his elbow. So he started this year in a piggyback, but ended as the #1 starter on a College World Series team. He could ride one of the best fastballs, some of the best strike throwing. Averages 96, tops out 100, has carry, command, and deception. Upper 80s cutter, upper 80s slider. Untouchable 13 and 6 shutout innings in the South SEC Conference Tournament against Bama. Doesn't have a good changeup, 6'5", 200, 7.0 K to walk ratio. So a lot to like in the report from Taylor Rabe here. University of Mississippi. Inflation, yeah. All right, this is our last guy of the night. We've been catching up on all the first rounders we didn't watch in the preview show and on the other shows. And then after this, there won't be any stream until after the All-Star game. We'll do an All-Star game reaction stream. So it'll be a little light this week, but it'll be fun. All right, here he is. Mr. Rob, Broccoli Rob. Ooh, a little bit of a weird little hitch in the back there. So there's a little bit of a timing disruption built in with this delivery. A little bit of a little backdoor two-seam at 97. A little bit of deception built in too, I think, though. This is him pitching in College World Series against Carolina. There's the changeup. So it said he had a bad changeup. That was pretty good. That was pretty well located. Back-to-back 1.20 plus whip for Rob. What's one tip for a 16-year-old like me to gain velocity? Throw medicine balls around. Sprint. Do a lot of sprinting. Definitely long toss as well. But make sure that you're monitoring your workload the proper way, high-low model. Look up a high-low model. Listen to Eric Cressy's podcast if you need some info and stuff like that. All right, let's watch a few more pitches. So it's a little bit of a weird arm action for sure. But, I mean, that backdoor two-seam he threw at 97 was nice. Both of these breaking balls look like he has pretty good leverage over the ball on them. A little bit of a hand thing in the back that could be a positive. Hard to tell now versus college hitters, but still. That's a pretty good banger right there. That's 98. Pretty easy 98. Does LeBron have 5-tool upside if he figures out the whiff concerns? Yes. I don't think he'll have the hit tool, but at least 4 tools. Yes. Damn, Yama's getting raked. Damn. All right, let's watch one more here. Ooh, a little backdoor something. So that's it. That's the first round of this year's draft. Well, I mean, there's more technically. You know, we went over more players. You know, we watched Dietz. I mean, I would have picked Dietz over that dude any day of the week. So interesting how this all shook out. But that was the top 30 guys. We've now watched them all on B and C this year. All top 30 and several guys beyond. So I at least got eyes on a few guys. And that's a good thing. So we're going to wrap this up in a minute. Let's check the Major League scoreboard before I say goodbye. All right, in progress right now, Padres 7, Blue Jays 4 in the 6th. D-backs 6, Dodgers 0 in the 6th. Yamamoto is getting quite whacked in that game, apparently. He's given up 6 runs. Who knows how many earned or whatnot. And here are our finals. Pirates 7, Brewers 6. Twins 5, Angels 3. Yankees 4, Nationals 2. Man, that Nationals bullpen is bad. White Sox 1-0 over the A's. Giants 4, Rockies 2. Pirates also won their other game against the Brewers 3-2, so they sweep the Brewers in a doubleheader today. Rays 6, Mariners 1. Red Sox 4, Mets 0. Red Sox are red hot. They could be 2 under 500 at the break and coming in strong. Guardians 4, Marlins 1. They handled the Marlins this weekend so far. Phillies 4, Tigers 2. Astros 9, Rangers 3. Orioles 6, Royals 1. Pete Alonso home run in that game. Cubbies 5, Reds 3. And Cardinals 4, Braves 1. Lars Nootbaar going deep in that one. All right, probable pitchers for tomorrow, Sunday, last day before the All-Star break. Here's what we're looking at. Brewers at Pirates, Robert Gasser and Paul Skeens. Kansas City Royals at Orioles, Seth Lugo, Shane Baz. Yankees at Nats, Will Warren and Cade Cavalli back off suspension. Cubbies, Reds, Matthew Boyd, Andrew Abbott. Red Sox, Mets. Red Sox go for the sweep and to really go into the break on a burner. Peyton Tolley and Zach Thornton, the rookie for the Mets. Seattle and Tampa, Emerson Hancock, Ian Seymour. So 2 guys who've been very effective this year. Phillies, Tigers, Wheeler, Skubal. Now that's the game of the day, huh? Wheeler, Skubal, you shitting me? That's fantastic. Guardians, Marlins, Cantillo, Phillips, who's been really good this year. Really interesting pitcher, Phillips, this year. A little bit of everything from him. Angels, Twins, Jose Soriano, Taj Bradley. A's, White Sox, JT Ginn, Noah Schultz. Braves, Cardinals, J.R. Ritchie, Dustin May. Astros, Rangers, double TBAs. Rockies, Gigantes, Lorenzen, Trevor McDonald. Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Mitch Bratt, Emmett Sheen. And then our final game of the first half, the Blue Jays and the Padres, Kevin Gausman and my guy, German Marquez. That is the games for today. So appreciate you guys hanging with me today. Had fun checking out these guys, and we did our last 2 streams completely on the draft. It'll be back to Major League talk in the next one. We'll cover the All-Star game, maybe some other stuff over All-Star weekend. But it'll be a little bit of a quieter little bit of time right now on the stream because there's not going to be games. If you want to catch me, you'll see me tomorrow. Upcoming schedule for me is Yankees pre and post tomorrow for the 1:30 game on Nats and Yankees. Then I'm kind of on vacation for a few days. You'll get the one All-Star stream. Coming back around to Thursday, the 16th, I have Fanatics Fest that day, 1 hour on the MLB stage doing this show in kind of a different kind of way. I'm going to have Dylan Betances and Chris Young with me. And then I drive to Philly and do Mets Phillies on ESPN that night from the booth. That's really exciting. So that's where you'll see me. Everybody enjoy the rest of this weekend, and I hope you guys are great. Thanks for hanging with me tonight. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Adios.